And I guess everybody has something to cook with. A lot of people have the all-American set of pots. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Hand me down, pass me over, leftover, make do, wedding gift, shower gift, flea market special. Pots like the old iron skillet. Cook fish tonight, hamburgers tomorrow, eggs the next day. Get fishy eggs, sort of tastes like a hamburger. They say it's a seasoned pan. God forbid you wash it, it might ruin it. Most expensive pan in the world is a Teflon pan. Got to buy them every year. What happens to the coating in these pans? Yeah, we eat it. Porcelain pans chip. Doesn't taste like potato chips. Shouldn't eat that either. Stainless steel's good, but it doesn't conduct heat. They put aluminum or copper on the bottom of the pan. But if the heat conductor is only on the bottom, what happens if you don't stir these? They stick and burn. That's why if you watch my show, I never stir the vegetables at all. And that's what we're trying to impress upon you. Good cookware is different. It doesn't need to be stirred, mixed, or anything like that. And the best cookware has never been sold in stores. A lot of people don't know this, but the stores really have only been selling cookware for about 50 years. The best cookware has always been sold in your home. We used to come to your house and do dinner parties back in the 40s and 50s. We used to call them pot parties back then. Believe that? It's true. We had to change the name in the 60s. The wrong people started showing up. Back in the 40s, a whole set was about $100. Okay, now $100 in 1940 is equivalent to about $2,000 with inflation. The families that bought it are still using it. It used to be made of aluminum because they didn't invent stainless steel till the late 40s. We found out this is one of the best cooking pans you can buy. Aluminum pans heat evenly and they retain their heat. Bear with me here for a second. The problem with aluminum cookware is it's not very clean. I gotta get something out here that I forgot, so just hang in there with me. So hopefully I won't make too much of a mess here. Where are you? There you are. If your pans are black, anybody ever had these oxidized pans where they get black in the pan? How do you clean them? Most people use steel wool like I'm gonna use here. Scrub their brains out. Yeah, I was doing a show once and a lady says to me, she says, you don't have to scrub that pot. I said, really? How do you clean your pans? She said, well, we own a restaurant. She said, we have the chef cook tomato sauce in a different pan each week, and the acid from the tomato sauce eats the black right out. Ew. I said, that sounds like a good idea, but don't you waste the sauce? She said, no, we don't waste it. She feed it to the customers. Black tomato sauce. You know, it's against the law to pasteurize milk in aluminum. It can't be sanitized. That's why you can't use it in a hospital. It's against the law to do that. They don't even make aluminum bedpans. You say it absorbs in your skin. You can't go to the bathroom and it probably shouldn't eat it. This isn't dirt, it's part of the pan. See, aluminum is made of clay. It doesn't matter how much I scrub it, I can't get it clean. Prevention Magazine has linked aluminum cookware to Alzheimer's disease. I don't know if that's true, but if you're wandering around the parking lot, can't find your car, it could be your pots. Don't take what you thought was a clean aluminum pan and wipe them out with a tea towel, because you'll find out pretty quickly they're actually dirtier than the floor. We don't recommend you eat out of this stuff. This is what the restaurants cook in. This is also the reason Teflon pans are black. Has anybody ever noticed what color the coatings are on all the Teflon pans for the last 30, 40 years? Always black because this is underneath. The coating flakes off and that stuff starts getting your food. Let me show you the safe, simple solution to all these problems. Healthcraft is different than what you're used to. These aren't really pans, they're tools. If anything happens, we replace them free. They're just like a tool that goes in a garage, but this one goes in the kitchen. You just use it a lot more. We took the old aluminum pan, wrapped it with an alloy so it spreads the heat evenly. Then we wrap the pans up in nichromium surgical steel. That's what doctors use in your body if you break a bone or need a hip replacement. Nothing sticks to this, just like Teflon, but it never wears out. You get a lot of great features like self-storing covers. You don't have to go on a treasure hunt looking for the lids. You ever sound like this, trying to find the right lid to the right pan in it? Sounds like World War III in the kitchen. We have custom handles. You can hang them up. You can store or stack the sets in little piles, put them in the cabinet. When you're ready to cook, all you have to do is flip your lid. You guys have to listen for the jokes. All the handles and tops come off for easy cleaning. There's no bolts or screws in the pans. Nothing for you to have to clean around. A wide fingertip guard, so you don't slip off the knob and burn yourself. And this is your vent. All you have to do is rotate the disc back and forth. You can see the holes there. That's your vent. It's on top of every pan. What's the first thing that breaks on most pots?
Handles.
Handles? What's the only thing stores don't sell?
Handles.
Handles. I want you to buy pots. Healthcraft has metal threads instead of plastic, so they don't strip. We don't want them stripping in front of your kids anyway. Use the top as a hot plate upside down. Keep the pans from burning your counters or tables. The handles are made of a new material called Plenco. Oven safe to 400 degrees and safe in your dishwasher too. All of our handles come off for easy cleaning, but notice there's no screws to get loose. These are called jam-on handles. They come off and snap back in, so they never get loose. We have a lot of good features, but this is the best one. The name of the company is engraved on the side of every pan. It's not stamped on the bottom to wear out. Even our phone number's on the pans, in case you need customer service. Don't be fooled with imitations and lookalikes. Always ask for a cutaway so you know what you're getting. Pans look the same from the outside, but most companies put the heat conductor only on the bottom. The sidewall is so thin it has to be rolled and tucked under. This creates a seam that collects last week's stew. Look for full body construction. Our pans are all the same. For even heat distribution, you'll notice I never stir the vegetables. They don't burn or stick. Our edges are flared for easy cleaning. Even our lids are cut, flared, and polished. Don't do this with something you get in a retail store like slice yourself up. Now we're not using any water in the pan to cook, but watch how the lid will glide on a cushion of moisture in the vegetables. It's called a vapor seal for waterless cooking. Other pans, you get a dancing lid while you're cooking. Does anybody here cook spaghetti sauce in the lid's doing this? And later on, you got sauce on the wall, and the sofa, and the kid's hair, and the dog. Look for the well. See the well here? The lid traps the moisture in the pan. This is how we're cooking with no water. Some people want to know, how can you cook with no water? Well, the vegetables are mostly water, right? You don't need more water. You just need to keep the water in the pan. That's what these pans do. That's when you close the vent. Now, when you're frying, you want to open the vent to release the steam. If you didn't have a vent like this, you'd have to tilt the lid. You make a greasy mess you have to clean up later. Anybody like scrubbing a greasy mess up? Does anybody here like to cook, though? Yeah. It's one of the things that keeps us from cooking is the fact that nobody likes to clean. You see a lot of cooking shows on TV because it's a hobby, but I've never seen a cleaning show. Look for the clean kitchen. Look for the red circle, white dove, the name Healthcraft. If you're looking for quality kitchen equipment, this is the finest tools that money can buy for your kitchen. How many are impressed with what you've seen so far today? It's okay to raise your hand. I'm not going to sell you anything here today. How many people would take a set of this cookware if we were giving it away free? I know. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. You got to pay the price. I did a show once. A guy came up after the show. He said, I'm very impressed. I'm going to get the whole set. We call it the Total Kitchen. I said, that's nice, but how many are you cooking for? He said 2. I said, if you only cook for 2, you don't need a Total Kitchen. Why don't you get a starter set? His wife said, why don't you be quiet? She said, we can afford it. We don't buy what we need anyway. She said, everybody in this country buys what they want to get. That's the truth. Has anybody here bought something you didn't need at the fair yet? Don't worry, you will. One guy ordered 2 sets of cookware. I asked him why. He said, my daughter's getting married. If I give her money, she'll spend it. If I give her this cookware, she'll be forced to remember me. If you're looking for an anniversary, wedding, or shower gift, this might be it. A gift of good health. It's a great gift to give, but who's the best person to give this to first? Yourself. Give yourself the gift of good health. Healthcraft is only sold in demonstrations. We've tried to sell this in a store. It just doesn't sell. We have to demonstrate the products. So we come here every year, 20 years straight, and we put everything on sale while we're here. You can save about 35% over our website pricing. We take all the major credit cards, checks, and cash. We have payment plans with no interest, so anybody can afford it, even layaways. So anybody can afford the layaway. I had a girl in the Ohio State Fair ordered from me. She's paying me $10 a week. Anybody here afford $10 a week? How much it costs to get in here? Well, it's free for seniors, but it's $8 to park. It's $10 to get in. You can afford it. And I'll tell you what, the company gives me some of these to give away, not a whole lot, but what they'll let me do is this. Anybody who can make a decision during my demonstrations to get one of our show specials, we give you a kitchen machine absolutely free.